Good afternoon on what is a mild, bright and sunny day. It is Thursday the 1st of February and I'm in the reading up with a nice hot cup of tea. And a box to unbox, and what I've got in here is a copy of History Hit, Miscellany, Facts, Figures and Fascinating Facts, all about history. Have you ever wondered who the third man on the moon was? Do you know that Dick Whittington really was the medieval mayor of London? Yes. Why was a pigeon a hero to the American army? What's the difference between a dolman and a barrow? Who were the Wu, Why, and Shu Han? Was Napoleon really small? Who said, "Pardon me, sir, I didn't mean to," just before they were executed? When was the oldest known shark attack? The answers to all these questions and so much more are contained within this wonderful miscellany of historical facts, figures, and fascinating finds. This History Hit Miscellany will enthrall, entertain, and inform anyone who loves history and wants to know more. So yes, I'm the perfect audience for this. I do love history, and odd and random facts, all of which can be interesting. It has. We've got that's back cover blurb is basically just a piece from Dan Snow, the historian. And I've got inside, front, back cover. Before we move into the book itself. And essentially, this is another book based upon a podcast. There are numerous podcasts, numerous history podcasts. And they're really convenient to listen to, but in some ways it's actually easier to have a book. You can just sort of like sit down and like this, flip through and find things out that way, rather than sort of like listening to them at the podcast presenter's pace. You can find out this information when you want. You can literally just dive into the book and pick a page and find out something interesting. So, got introduction. And then got a nice picture of it with a basic classic etching of a dodo. And then we begin with things like the commonplace book, fictional works with 100 million sales. So, Tale of Two Cities, Le Petit Prince, Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, and then there were none. Dream of the Red Chamber, The Hobbit. A list of basic books with 100 million sales, and then quotes about history. You can see how it's starting. It's a page of just things, interesting things. Know your stone and bronze age monuments. Nice illustrated. Oldest known shark attack. And this is the sort of information, these are the questions that were asked in that, the inside cover jacket blurb. And they're being answered all very quickly. It's not leaving the reader to go, well, are you going to answer those questions? When are you going to answer those questions? They're answered fairly up front. You have a look at things like, attempts on British monarchs and the Second 30 Years' War, the fact that World War II lasted nearly 30 years, the Second 100 Years' War, some 18th century wars, and this is just snippets here. The act of charring and feathering, Greek and Roman gods. I mean, a lot of this is, general knowledge. We've got a quick dirty guide to the Punic Wars. History of the red carpet, roll out the red carpet treatment. Where does that come from? Comes from the crimson carpet that led passengers to the luxurious 20th century limited train on the New York-Chicago Railroad. First launched in 1902, there were only 42 passengers, 5 carriages, a barber shop, gentleman's club, and women's observation car. Fantastic. And you think, oh, that sounds interesting. What more can I do? What more can I find out about the New York City Chicago Railroad? The luxurious 20th century limited train. What can I find out? That'll be interesting to go and look up and find out more. Types of medieval infantry helmet. What else we got? Let's have a look. A quick guide to the princes in the tower. There's a complete, there's books on that. There's television programs on that. That is, just literally a snippet. So this is not a dedicated, history book. This is a pocket guide to bits and pieces of history. It will give you the facts, but it won't give you very much more than that. And what that means is it leaves you to go and investigate and look up further facts, and go, that's fascinating. Where do I find out more? A complete guide to the Habsburg chin. The result of massive inbreeding in the Habsburg family, famously inbreeding. So you have members of the family that were both their grandmothers and great grandmothers. Or share basically their grandmother and their great grandmother were the same person. Or just interesting things like, okay, where have we got to? Interesting aviation facts. In 1987, American Airlines saved $40,000 by removing one olive from each salad served in first class. In 1986, Concorde set the record flying time from New York to London, making the journey in only 2 hours, 52 minutes and 59 seconds, and travelling at speeds up to 1,354 miles per hour. A complete guide to Tutankhamun's curse. What else have we got in here? Literally just flipping to a page. Time taken between UK and Australia. A guide through the ages. The first fleet transport for 252 days, 1787 to 88. First commercial non-stop flight, 2018, 16 hours 42 minutes. Military officers who have risen to or been elected president of the United States. Flick to a page and you'll find something of interest to peruse and look at in this book, and you won't be disappointed. But again, snippets. So yeah, that's History Hit Miscellany. Presumably based upon essentially the History Hit podcast. In fact, it's Dan Snow's History Hit podcast. So this is the book of Dan Snow's own podcast. He's a noted historian. Hence quote on the back. I think this is something, if you've got a casual or even a strong interest in history, you'll probably like, because it's a prompt book. Ultimately, it's casual. If for a casual lover of history, are you looking up interesting facts? If you're more interested, it's a prompt book to go and look up more facts. So yeah, that's the History Hit Miscellany. Facts, figures, and fascinating finds. Well, I hope you enjoyed this unboxing in the Nook. If you did, then please do click on the like button down below. And of course, if you've got any comments or feedback, I do appreciate you taking the time to post those. And lastly, if you want to be alerted to get more unboxings in the Nook, where you will see me out here with a box containing a book or game, or in this case, a book of historical facts, which I will unbox and chat about to the best extent of my knowledge for roughly 10 minutes or so, all of course accompanied by a nice hot cup of tea. Then please do click on the subscribe button down below. Thanks again for watching another unboxing in the Nook. Be back again soon with another one. Bye for now.